Welcome back to the Burn Bootcamp podcast. My name is Trisha Pena. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Burn Bootcamp, and I am so excited to be joined today by Donna. Donna, welcome to the Burn Bootcamp podcast. Thank you for being here.
Trisha, thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yes. Can you give a little bit of an introduction to yourself for our audience?
Yes. Well, my name is Donna, and I have been a Burn Bootcamp member for about a year and a half. I discovered Burn Bootcamp when I was driving down the street near my house, and there had been an empty space where an old gym used to be, and I had been waiting. I was like, that is the perfect space for a new gym, and I'd been waiting for it. And when it opened, I drove by after I got my groceries, and I walked in, and this was in the Weddington gym, and I was welcomed. And immediately I went home and put my groceries in the grocery store and came back and worked out. Like immediately.
That's
it took
so
like
awesome.
20 minutes. And I was hooked. I joined right there and I was so encouraged and I was a little intimidated because I was like, I don't even know what a battle rope was. I had no idea. I had seen it like on Army commercials or something. But I was welcomed and I was encouraged to modify immediately. And I have been hooked ever since. And so Burn has just been my happy place and I love it.
That's awesome. So we first met Donna. So we did in 2023, we did our first ever brand campaign, and Donna was part of our brand campaign. So you may have seen her story through our brand campaign on our social media. And then we had our first ever member summit. So two of our firsts of 2023, you were a big part of. We did a transformation panel at our member summit. And it was just so powerful. And I think part of that is why we wanted to bring you onto our podcast was your story is just so inspirational. I think, as we talk about every person's journey is different. My journey is different than your journey. And what I think is so cool about the Burn Bootcamp community is someone can find something about your story that's different, but that's going to inspire them. It's going to help them to keep moving. Or maybe someone that hasn't started their journey yet, they're going to be like, hey, if Donna can do it, I can do it. So can you just start kind of rewind? Why did you want to step into Burn Bootcamp? Because I know you have a really good story about your kids and their impact on you. So if you can kind of give us the whole journey, that would be awesome.
Okay. Well, I'm 60. Right. And so I've wanted to be athletic all my life. I was athletic as a child. I played tennis. I was always doing something. But as I, had a family and really started focusing more on my children, my efforts to take care of myself kind of fell a little bit by the wayside. However, I raised athletes. Like my children are both college athletes. And so as I watched them develop, of course, I poured myself a little bit more into them. And not so much into myself. However, as they began to mature as athletes and go through high school and get into college, I started to sort of want to be, more attentive to myself in that regard. And my kids began to encourage me to do that. Mm-hmm. And so as I did a little bit for myself, they really sort of started clapping, like, and they sort of were like, well, that's a really great, Mom. That's really good. So I started building my confidence a little bit through them. But it wasn't until I found Burn, because I had been kind of doing things on my own, like walking around my neighborhood or whatever. But Burn gave me really extra confidence, because what happened when I got to Burn was the head trainer at the Burn Bootcamp saw my uncertainty. Mm-hmm.
You want to shout the trainer out?
Yes, Robin Dinkle.
Let's go, Robin.
Weddington, Robin Dinkle. She just said, just modify it. Like, you can do this. And she gave me those battle ropes, and she came over to me, and she, how she held her hand up, and she was like, higher. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can't do it higher. But she said, yes, you can, Donna. Yes, you can. And I did it. Yeah. And after that, I felt like more empowered. Mm-hmm. And what I started to see was that Burn was helping me through the community to reveal more of myself in a positive way than I thought was actually there.
Yeah.
And so when you find that, like, the exercise that's going to work for you is the exercise that you're going to do, right? And that's different for everyone.
Yep.
But when you find that and you feel inside of yourself that you want to get up and go back, and you have a community around you of people that will inspire you to do more. Yep. And when you're in a Burn boot camp and you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, and you're into your own zone, but you look up when you feel like you're about to give up and you see other people not giving up, that's when your power comes out of you.
Yeah.
And you're like, if that person can do it, I can do it.
100%.
And you may not be able to jump on the box as high as them, but you can turn the box sideways and jump lower.
Yep.
And if you can't do that, you can jump on the ledge. And if you can't do that, you can just jump on the flat floor in front of you.
Yeah, or step on the ledge. Yep.
Yes, and you can still challenge yourself. And that's what I discovered was the powerful thing about burn. Because no matter what the exercise is, you can modify it to challenge yourself. And I found myself getting stronger and losing weight and getting more fit and feeling better about myself.
Yep.
And that's really all that matters to me. I want to get up every morning and feel better about myself.
Yeah.
And have a good day and have a healthy day and a happy day.
Yeah.
Like the weight is not the most important thing to me.
No, and I think I'm just going to interrupt your story just 1 second because I think you're hitting on something that's really powerful, and that makes this isn't all about like a sales on Burn Boot Camp, right? Like it's truly our product is fitness, but we sell confidence. And I think right now you're hitting on exactly what we want our members. We want them to come to us feeling strong, but leave feeling stronger, not just physically, but emotionally as well. And I know I've experienced that firsthand. That's why I'm sitting in the seat that I sit in. That's why I love what I do every day, is because I've felt that transformation in myself because of what we do on the floating floor. There's something powerful about being able to do that box jump for the first time, or being able to do maybe a full burpee for the first time, that gives you not only confidence in the gym, but then you leave the gym, you leave our four walls, and you feel like you can do anything. Like you just feel so much more confident outside of just the gym as well. And that's why we say what we do in the gym transcends fitness. And so I love your story for that because, and it doesn't matter what age you are when you start, it's not too late, and we meet you where you are. So I just wanted to hit on all those points because I think what you're saying is just so beautiful and it's so powerful to anybody that's listening.
Well, and the other thing I'll say too is, and I know it's not a commercial, I really do, but this is like, I feel so strong. I'm just a regular person.
We love your
right?
passion, Donna.
I just feel so strongly about this, and it has transformed my entire life. And it's only been a year and a half. And and I travel a lot for my business. I'm a business coach, so I travel around a lot. So I have the benefit of being able to visit burns in different locations. Mm-hmm. And what I have found is that the caliber and the consistency of that sort of welcoming and training across the board is amazing. Like no matter where I go, I feel that level of welcomeness. Welcome, is that a word? Welcomeness. Yeah. And I feel like no matter where I go, it's just consistent. Yeah. And so when you go into a place and you feel like that community, because the community is really important. 100%. If you like to work out some people like to work out in a solitary way, and that's great. Yeah. I do sometimes like to do that. But I also am empowered by the energy from other people.
Yeah. Well, I think there's something... we're busy, right? You're a mom. You have a full-time job. You're an entrepreneur, right? Yes. So there's something to be said about just being able to go into, maybe you're not feeling the best that day, but you know you want to get your workout in because you know you're going to feel better after your workout. But to your point, if I were just to walk into a gym and have to like think of doing something on my own, sometimes I'm just mentally drained. I want someone to tell me what to do, and I want people around me to push me. So I rely so heavily on people in camp to push me to do better or to do that extra rep, because sometimes I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not, I can't do it. And then people around me inspire me to do that. So I agree. And I think that if anyone that's been part or touched by Burn Boot Camp, a big thing that they would say is community. That's what makes us different than anybody else, is just the way that we show up for each other. The high fives. It's you can do it. It's not you versus me in camp. It's you versus you. It's me versus me, but we're encouraging each other along the way.
So that's very true, Trisha. And I don't want to do it a lot. No. I get to the camp sometimes and I'm sitting in the parking lot going, I could still leave. Like I still have 5 minutes to leave. Once you're there, it's like no point in really leaving. But you do know that on the other side of that, you're going to feel physically better, but you're also going to feel better about yourself. Yeah. And the next thing you do in your life is empowered, and you will do it better because you've already done a hard thing.
Yes, yeah. It's so true. I mean, I don't love morning camps, but they always say like do the hard things first. But I just think doing the hard thing in general, whatever that is, if it's the full burpee or if it's jumping on the ledge, doing that, like we said, it just transcends what you're doing in the gym into your actual just day-to-day life. So talk a little bit about, okay, so you're a member now at Burn Boot Camp. What are your goals now? I know you have a really cool story about jump roping. Can you talk about your jump roping? And And then maybe another goal that you have?
Yeah. Okay. So the jump rope.
Yes.
All right. So I could not jump rope at all a year and a half ago. Could not jump rope. But I saw those ropes all lined up at the Burn Boot Camp. So I decided I would just start my own personal jump rope journey. And my goal was to do 100 skips without stopping. And so after every camp, I would just grab a jump rope. And then one of the campers saw me like doing that. And she was like a boxer. She had been a boxer in a previous life, so she knew all about jumping rope. So she took it upon herself to like tell me what kind of jump rope to buy, give me jump rope tips. Like I didn't even know who this person was. She was just another Burn Boot Camp person who took it upon herself to like teach me how to jump rope.
Yep.
And I never knew. I thought you just jumped, right? But she was, there's techniques and there's ways to actually hold the rope and how to pick a jump rope and how to measure a jump rope and how to hold your feet. Like there's all these things.
Yeah.
So
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have known, right? And I was doing it all wrong, of course. And so just that alone, like to be in a place where someone would like come up to you as a complete stranger and say, let me just show you how to do that correctly, right? So I try to be teachable, and and she showed me, and so I eventually got up to like 126.
Let's
126,
go.
like, right. So let me tell you, Robin Dinkle from Weddington, like she DM'd me on Instagram, and she's like, okay, so now it's time for you to do double unders, right? So which is like doing it twice. So I still haven't answered her DM yet, but that's my next thing.
Okay.
So to answer your question, when you start small, right, because I could do like 5, when you start small and you give yourself permission to go slow, it's not the cannonballs that change your life. It's the BB gun pellets, right? So when you give yourself permission to just shoot BB guns, right, BB pellets or whatever, you can eventually change your whole life.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like the big, huge, massive things. You don't have to do that. And that's not usually how things change.
Right. You give yourself small goals.
Yes.
Right? Small goals, baby steps. And small goals can mean so many different things to so many different people. My goals are going to be different than your goals. But once you start to make the progress and you do the 5 skips and then you do 10 and then all of a sudden now you're at 126 because you aimed for like, okay, I'm just going to get 1. I'm going to get my technique down.
Right.
Process, right?
Yes.
And then from there, now you're going to do double unders. I know you're going to get them. That's next on the radar for Donna.
Robin, I am going to do the double unders. But here's the other thing too. Sometimes it's just showing up and doing it.
Yeah.
Like, and some days I could only do like 10, and I'd been doing it for 6 months, and that day I could only do 10, but I showed up.
Yep.
Like I showed up for myself, and that alone makes a difference. So in terms of future goals and where Burn is concerned, honestly, Trisha, Burn has helped me to have a better life. And so all I want to do is keep coming back to the gym so I can keep having a better life. And I know if I keep doing that, I will stay fit.
Yeah.
I will be healthy, and I will be strong. And for me, that's all that matters. I'm not putting a number pressure on myself. I have a number that I don't want to go above, and I do honestly have a number that I'm aiming for. But I'm not worried so much about that because I know that if I keep giving myself the gift of challenging myself, of using the equipment. And when I can't get to the gym, there's the app, which is awesome. And I have the equipment, a lot of it at home, right? In a garage that
On
I
demand.
use. And thanks to a friend of mine who helped me get some of the equipment so I can use their gym in their garage. Like I know I can always be able to have access to Burn, and I can track my progress. And I can go onto social media and stay connected when I can't get to the gym because I've made friends. So it's a well-rounded experience that encompasses all of your life.
Yeah, no, I think you hit on something that I really just want to touch on. It's you keep moving, right? You don't stop. It doesn't matter if you have to show up for yourself. We have it on our walls. You showed up, now show up.
Yes.
The hardest part sometimes, like you said earlier, sometimes you sit in your car and you're like, I don't want to go in. I'm tired. Yeah. All these excuses in your head. But once you get in those you open the door and you're welcomed by our amazing community, then you're like, I can do this. Not only for myself, but it's almost like you want to do it for the community as well.
You do. You do. And when you walk in, there's always someone there that's like happy to see you. Like, and sometimes, some days are hard.
Yeah.
They really are. Like, I'll walk into the gym sometimes like wiping tears out of my eyes because some days are just really hard. Mm-hmm. Someone will come up to me and go, "It's so nice to see you." And I'm like, "Really? Okay. All right. So this is good. I'm going to figure out how to get through this."
Yeah.
And I have started some workouts like literally in tears, but I will forget about whatever's troubling me while I'm doing that. And I'll always feel better on the other side.
You just focus on you in that moment.
Yes. Yes. And the other thing too, is that the way the co-founders have built this venture, it's designed to serve you. Mm-hmm. And that is a comforting feeling because when you are showing up and you are putting your children aside for a while, your life aside for a while, your business aside for a while, for an hour, and then your commute or whatever, you want to know that you're a priority and that what they've created is designed to help you be successful. And I really feel that that's the case. Like, this is more than a business. This is more than fitness. Mm-hmm. This is something that they've created to help us be better. And I really feel that, and I believe in that. And otherwise I wouldn't be like talking about it so much. Like, this is an endorsement in every way, but it is from my heart. And I feel very strongly that if anybody is interested in finding a community that they want to empower themselves with, find whatever your community is, but give Burn a try, because you might just find that it can transform your life as it has transformed mine and so many other people that I've seen.
Well, Donna, that is, I think, the perfect way to kind of wrap the bow on this podcast. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your heart. We appreciate you so much. We're going to get you on Burn Bootcamp Live. So if you don't have the app, you don't have on demand, she's going to be on Burn Bootcamp Live. Matt Moore, she's joining you soon. Thank you again. You guys follow us on social media. You can find our podcast on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Email us at podcast@burnbootcamp.com. And I hope you guys have a great day. We're going to go ahead and take us out like we always do. It's going to be hard with the mics in our hands, but we're going to try it. Ready? 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. Oh, yeah. I like that.
That.
Bye.